So some teams are out for the big games on Sunday. Now, of course, Australia versus Fiji is the big game. It's exciting. It's got so much talent on the pitch. We can see great tries, I'm sure. Fiji need to win to probably stay in the World Cup. And for me as an England fan, England-Japan is obviously very big. If England can win, they're probably through to a quarter-final as well. So let's have a look at this England team and a few changes, not wholesale. It was going to be interesting to see how Borthwick goes. Does he try to get more players into the World Cup? Well, no, he's done kind of what I suggested in a way, sticking with the team that did well against Argentina with a few twists to it. Let's have a look at it. In the pack, we see some changes. Marler starts and Genge on the bench. Now, I can't complain about that too much because I've been saying I like the idea of Genge coming off the bench. That impact from the bench, I just think he has a bit more licence. Sides are a bit tireder. I think he has more impact on the game. We didn't quite see that against Argentina. So Marler starting. George, of course, he was always going to start. Had a really good game against Argentina. And then a change at the tight head. Cole is out of the 23 altogether. You could say maybe he's not quick enough to play against the quick pace game of Japan, but there's some other guys in there who aren't that quick either. Marler, Billy Vunipola, so I don't know. But anyway, Sinclair appears. We hadn't seen him. We wondered if he was injured, but no, he's starting. So all eyes on him. Let's see how he goes. Hopefully, as an England fan, he's back to his best, but we will see. No surprise in the second row, Itoje and Chesham, the preferred pairing. They probably were the preferred pairing coming out of the Six Nations, but of course Chesham with that terrible injury, but looked pretty fit actually, looked really fit coming out of that Argentina game. And there's been talk around saying England have been looking off the pace in the warm-ups because they'd gone through a hard block of training, trying to peak for the World Cup, and certainly they look very fit and sprightly in Argentina game. In the back row, well, Courtney Lawes will start at 6, of course. There was a slight worry that he had a niggle going in to this game. Ben Earl stays in the team but moves to 7. I wondered what they were going to do. I had put Ludlam in the team, maybe Ludlam at 7 and Earl at 8, because Earl had done so well off the base of the scrum at 8. But Earl's still in the team, but to 7, probably his preferred position anyway, and Ludlam probably is a better 8 than a 7 anyway, so that's fair enough, I can agree with that. Now, the name on the bench that stands out is Billy Vunipola. I probably would have preferred Willis, a bit quicker to come off the bench against Japan, who are so crazy quick. Billy Vunipola, let's see how he goes. Hopefully he's back to his best. I am dubious, but I'm going to stay positive. And then a change on the bench in the backs as well. Instead of Kerr, we've got Ben Youngs, maybe trying to get him into the World Cup, rotating a bit. I don't think there was any reason to drop Kerr apart from that. So I'm going to get behind this team. I think they've got a great chance of beating Japan. In the past, they have managed to strong-arm Japan fairly well in the forward, so we might not see that much of a free-flowing game. And with England, maybe you don't anyway, but I think they're going to try and squash them, play the tactical kicking game, and maybe, hopefully, open out a bit later on. We shall see. So on to the big showpiece of Sunday, Australia versus Fiji. It's going to be great. In the front row, we see a change. Poor Tupou drops out with injury again. The guy can't catch a break. But the saving grace, I guess, is Slipper comes back just in time from injury, has to move across to the tight head, but he's got so much experience, I think he'll do a good job, although you can't replace that explosive nature of Tupou. Surprise in the second row. They dropped Arnold to the bench, who I thought did really well, a real menace with his height, but Frost is a big guy as well. Skelton had a bit of an injury scare, but he's named in the team, so they're going to want to keep him fit. Hopefully he stays that way. Then, of course, we've got the back row, which seems to have solidified itself. Hooper, McWright, Valentini, a really good balance, to be fair. Another injury, McDermott is out through concussion, but Nick White, brilliant player, he'll be well up for this game, so I don't think they lose too much there. Then the rest of the backs unchanged, so much firepower. Karevi, Pataya, Korombeti, Nwanga Tuazi, just a lethal backline, and Donaldson, probably the big story, keeping out Kellaway. Kellaway, I would have had him on the bench, but he's not even the 23. Vunivalu is, so that's pretty tough, but maybe Donaldson's goal kicking the deciding factor. Then finally on to Fiji, and what they've done is unloaded their power from the bench into the starting team. They know they need to go out swinging. They don't want to crash out of this World Cup and leaving it too late. So, goodness me, Boccia starts at 7, cannonball of a player, and that moves Taki Tagovailoa to the blind. And Mata is amazing as well. What a back row. Phenomenal. Unlucky for Lamani, who I thought played fairly well, kicked at goal, which probably means Teller is going to be the kicker. And they missed Muntz, of course, at fly half, but Teller did a decent job. He needs to step up in this one. Kurivoli starts at 9. Then a bit of a shuffle in the backs, getting more power in there if they needed it. Change of the wingers. Ravatomeda drops out. I don't know if he's injured or not. I thought he was pretty decent, but Radradra moves to the wing. They're dropping out as well, that other winger, Habosi. And then in the centres, the cannonball Tuisova alongside the captain Nikolaevu. So it's absolutely lethal. They're starting maybe with their most powerful destructive side. Expect fireworks from this game. Let me know what you think of the England team, the Australian team, the Fiji team, and who's going to win those games. Comments below. Subscribe already if you haven't already. Like this video, that would be amazing as well. Love to hear your thoughts, and I'll catch you next time.